Hey everyone, welcome back to the course. In the last video, we built our data reset methods. Now it's time to add the rest of our script functionality to get things working. Let's jump into it. We are back in the UI, and before we jump into things, I do want to give a quick review as always. In this video, we're going to be making the lifecycle start method. And honestly, to do that, it'd probably be best just to jump in the PlayerPrefs manager script. So go ahead and jump in if you're not already. And we are going to be making the start method in our script. We're also going to be making these UpdateFloat, UpdateInt UIs that we commented out last video. And then if we scroll down even more, we're going to be adding a utility method, ClearPlayerPrefs, so that we can just clear all the strings. If you're not already, scroll up to the top of your script. Generally, I like to make my start method underneath my variables and references. So I'm going to do a private void start parentheses, and then we'll have some curly brackets. And there's going to be two methods that we're going to be putting in here. Load data, because whenever the script gets read by memory, we want to load the data from the PlayerPrefs. And then, oh, don't forget your little semicolon. Okay, and then go to the next line. And then after we load that data, we want to update the UI with that data. So we're going to do update UI parentheses. There we go. And don't worry, it's 100% okay if you get an error because we haven't made that method yet. So I'm going to do a control plus /. That way we don't get an error. Now, let's go ahead and make our update methods. The first one that we're going to make is the UpdateInt UI. This guy right there. And since these are just referenced within the script, we can make these private. We don't need to make these public like the other ones. We're not assigning that method to an on-click event for a game object. So we can just do private void update int UI curly brackets. First, let's check for a null reference error. So let's do if int text does not equal null, meaning there is a game object assigned to it in the inspector. And what I mean by that is, well, in the future, we're going to be assigning int text within our canvas. And let's finish this out. So we have if int text does not equal null, meaning there is a game object assigned in the inspector, then int text dot text is equal to the int counter dot string, or toString I meant. Now, the reason you want to do toString is because in our script, the encounter value is an int. So we need to do toString in order to display that value in the int text, right? In the UI. And that's all we need to do for the UpdateInt UI. The UpdateFloat UI is going to be pretty similar. So what I'm going to do is just copy the code that I made before this and just paste it in, and then we'll walk through it. So it's private void UpdateFloat UI. If float text is not null, meaning there's a game object assigned in the inspector. Hopefully you guys are getting annoyed of me saying that. But float text.text is going to equal the float counter, again, toString, and then we want it to be by 2 decimal places, so we're going to do F2. If we only wanted 1, then we would do F1. So that's it for the UpdateFloat UI. Next is the Update UI. So I'm going to hit enter a few times, and then we're going to go down here. This will also just be used within the script, so we can make it private. Private void update UI curly brackets, and in this we're just going to be doing the update int UI. Be sure to put your parentheses and then the semicolon, and then update float UI parentheses semicolon. Okay, and for the ClearPlayerPrefs, I've already typed this out, so I'm just going to paste it in to save some time. Control V and save. And let's go ahead and walk through it. Don't worry if the color is kind of dull, that just means it's unused and we'll fix that later. But what this method is doing is it's deleting the keys like the int key, the float key, and the string key, and then we'll just remake those. So for example, now let's go up in our script and uncomment the methods that we need to uncomment. So update float UI, update int UI is one we need to do. We've made these two, so highlight both those lines and do a control plus /. And then we can also go up to here, and here, and here. Let's see what our error codes are. Oh, I did not put the semicolon after these. There we go. Now, if you save, you shouldn't have any errors. If you do, feel free to just comment in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to help you out. All right, and that's all the scripting we're gonna do for this video. We made a private void start. So that's going to load the data from the registry and it's going to update the UI. And all our update methods are down here at the bottom. We have UpdateInt UI, UpdateFloat UI, and UpdateUI. And then lastly, we made a ClearPlayerPrefs that are deleting the keys whenever we call it. Now that our UI updates and utilities are in place, it's time to tackle autosave and quit detection so that we can make sure our progress is preserved whenever the player exits the application. I cannot speak. Unity usually does this natively, but it's still helpful to add these just in case. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, or comment down below your thoughts. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one.